Welcome to tonight's episode of Eye to Eye. Tonight we will be discussing the concept of marketing myopia. This controversial topic was brought to light by renowned field expert Theodore Levitt. Theodore Levitt was an American economist, editor at Harvard Business Review, and author of the article Marketing Myopia. Levitt is here tonight to explain why many growth industries have sadly failed to stay relevant and profitable. This is because businesses far too often focus their efforts on selling specific goods and services rather than meeting their customers' needs. Take a look at the railroad industry. This once essential industry faced a decline from the market because of its failure to focus on their customers' fundamental need, the need for transportation. They remained focused on the success of making railroads and not the overall need for transportation. This nearsighted business mindset hinders companies from truly succeeding. Industry leaders must rise above and focus on marketing strategy, predictive techniques, and evaluating customers' needs and wants in order to avoid the pitfalls of this marketing myopia. Welcome to the show, Theodore.
Thank you, Jess. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm here today to ask business executives the tough question: what business are you really in? In my experience, when businesses in a growth industry improperly define their purpose by being too narrowly focused on a product or service, they find themselves in a self-deceiving cycle of abundant growth and undetected deterioration, eventually leading to death of the growth industry. In my opinion, there are 4 conditions that lead to this self-deceiving cycle. The first is the belief that growth is assured by an expanding and more affluent population. If a product has an automatically expanding market, manufacturers do not give much thought to expanding it further with innovative ideas. A modern-day example of this would be a pharmacy that fails to improve their practice model because the aging baby boomer population ensures a growing market. The aging baby boomer generation is increasingly imposing pressures on our healthcare system, forcing various healthcare professions to expand and change their services. That being said, if pharmacies decide to rely solely on the growth of patient population to drive profit, all the while maintaining its cost-effective management model, it will undoubtedly at some point see a decline in profit due to growth and success of competitors who have differentiated themselves in order to create demand for their products and services. For pharmacies to sustain growth within the industry, it is paramount that they shy away from this reliance on expanding population purchasing. Instead, they need to focus their attention on diversifying and expanding the services they can offer to this growing patient population. Ultimately, this involves transitioning from the narrow patient definition of prescription drop-off and pick-up centers to broadly defining pharmacy as the epicenter of direct patient care. This will not only solidify pharmacists' position as prominent contributors to the healthcare system, but also ensure customer satisfaction. This is related to the second condition, which is the belief that there is no competitive substitute for the industry's major product.
To demonstrate this idea, we refer you to an interview conducted with Chief Executive Billy Bob of Pioneer Oil. Hello, Billy Bob. So tell us, why do you think the oil industry has remained sustainable for so long in a constantly changing market?
Well, it's simple. Everyone needs oil. It's irreplaceable. Our biggest concern right now is how do we get oil faster to make more gasoline?
The oil industry has run into some roadblocks in the past, where some of its products were replaced by better alternatives. Do you fear this will be the same fate with gasoline?
No, ma'am. Sure, we've had our ups and downs in the industry, but we always prevail. We hit the jackpot with this gasoline stuff. It's the best product out there. No one could replace it.
What about the reusable energy sources that are starting to emerge, like solar energy? Do you think your company will ever expand to other energy sources to remain innovative?
What? No, ma'am. We're in the gasoline business. If you think we're going to use solar energy to replace gasoline, you're crazier than a road lizard.
The problem with this thinking is that absolutely no product is protected against obsolescence. If your research team does not make your product obsolete, then another's will. The oil industry has been lucky, since it has constantly been saved by innovation and development not of its own making. But its growth has not been smooth, in part due to this belief that their products are safe from competitive substitutes. Gasoline has been able to avoid this fate so far, but it too may soon have to face the threat imposed by new reusable forms of energy. The third condition that leads to the self-deceiving cycle, seen in dying growth industries, is too much faith in mass production and the advantages of rapidly declining unit costs as output increases.
This was evident when I sat down with Sally McQueen of Detroit Automotive Company. What strategy did Detroit have in place to succeed in the automotive industry?
Well, we focus on mass production. the more we make, the more we sell. And the more we sell, the more profits we generate. In our first year, we sold many cars. I can't understand why we lost all our customers to small car manufacturers.
And did you focus on what the customers want?
Oh, we were positive that the customers wanted what we were offering. We spent millions of dollars on customers' research to figure out what they prefer. We gave them many options to choose from, like, do you want a black car or a white car, or do you want a fast car or a slow car? I just don't understand how Ford made it and we didn't. I don't know what went wrong.
All right, thank you.
This belief may be the most serious self-deceiving attitude that can threaten a company. In these situations, all effort is focused on production and selling. Marketing is largely forgotten. Sellers are concerned with generating a profit rather than satisfying the needs of their consumers. And marketing is viewed as a consequence of the product, not vice versa, as it should be. This inevitably leads to industry decline as manufacturers fail to adapt their products to the constantly changing needs and tastes of their consumers. This brings me to the fourth and final condition of the self-deceiving cycle, which is the preoccupation with a product that lends itself to carefully controlled scientific experimentation, improvement, and manufacturing cost reduction.
To show this, we have a clip from an interview with Sarah, the executive director of Lee & Lee Electronics. Hello, Sarah. So please tell us about this new product.
So we spent so much time on researching and developing this new technology that we have with these headphones. The customers must buy these headphones and love them, period. They have to. In fact, next year we're gonna come up with a new product, and guess what? They're gonna love them too. They have to, because these products are managed with the top engineers and scientists.
And how do you know if the customers will buy your product?
Oh, customers are so predictable. In a very sophisticated lab setting, we have evidence that this product is far superior than any products out there. Customers buy superior products, our products are superior, so customers will buy our products. This technology is so superior that it will sell itself.
This approach to business, an approach transfixed on product research and development, creates the illusion that a superior product will sell itself. These companies falsely believe that continued growth depends on product innovation and improvement. But the problem with this thinking is that the realities of the market are forgotten. These companies fail to recognize the wants and needs of the consumer, and once again, marketing is neglected.
To provide a modern-day example of marketing myopia, I visited Special Waterloo Pharmacy, located on the main campus of Waterloo University 6 months ago. Let's take a look.
I'm the manager and also a pharmacist here at Special Waterloo Pharmacy. I'm a licensed certified diabetes educator. I specialize in diabetes to make sure that every patient is getting the most from their diabetes therapy. In fact, all the pharmacies in my pharmacy are CDE certified. They're experts at what they do, and they're focused on working together with the patients to address all aspects of diabetes care, from lifestyle counseling to medication management to point-of-care A1C testing. As you can see, our pharmacy is equipped with a variety of glucometers, testing strips, lancets, you name it, we have it. Diabetes is becoming increasingly prominent in today's population, and I think this is the best market for us to target.
That's great. Your passion for pharmacy and diabetes is amazing. Are there any other great services that you guys offer?
Well, we do the usual dispensing, but our focus really is on diabetes, and we do our best to promote it here on campus.
Okay, well thank you very much and good luck with your new pharmacy.
Thank you.
Now let's hear about what the Waterloo students think about this new, easily accessible pharmacy. So Sarah, you're a student here on the University of Waterloo campus. How do you like having a pharmacy right here, and what are your thoughts on the services it offers?
Well, I think it's a great time that we do have a pharmacy on campus for us students here. We've been waiting forever for this, but it's kind of sucked that they're so focused on type 2 diabetes. Don't get me wrong, I think it's definitely a great service to have, but Waterloo students, a lot of us, we don't have diabetes, and I don't have diabetes. So personally, I won't be taking advantage of this service. I guess I could recommend this to my friends who have diabetes, but I don't have friends. I don't have friends with diabetes.
And what would you like to have more services on?
It would be cool if they gave out like free condoms and more information on like stuff like birth control, FMDs, and like STDs too. And if they have like medical tips on fighting hangovers, they'll be like a killing.
Thanks, Sarah. And what kind of services would you like to see?
Well, I think it would be really interesting if they offered services for depression and anxiety, just learning how to deal with that stuff. I know I had a couple friends who had to deal with it, but I didn't really know what it was or how to help them. So I think that'd be a great service to offer to us university students, especially around exam time. And I think it would help kind of remove the stigma surrounding those conditions as well. So that would be great.
And your thoughts on the extensive diabetes services provided?
Basically, like my friend said, I think it's an awesome service, but like for older people.
Thanks.
As you can see, this pharmacy has neglected the needs and wants of their customers. They have defined themselves too narrowly as diabetes care providers when they should be defining themselves as healthcare providers in general. As a result, their business is suffering. I recommended that this business restructure to become a customer-satisfying operation. This involved developing the business backwards, first by identifying the customer's needs, then by determining how to physically deliver customer satisfaction, then by actually creating the products and services, and finally by finding the raw materials to produce those products and services.
It has been 6 months since Mr. Levitt made his recommendations. I recently caught up with Special Waterloo Pharmacy to see how they're doing. Let's take a look.
So I'm actually really glad that Mr. Theodore gave me such great advice. Now all the students come here and I'm actually able to help them with something that they need.
As we've seen today, having too narrow of a market can lead to detrimental consequences for a business. Businesses and industries face the potential of falling into the dangerous cycle of growth industry decline and must avoid this fate by defining and focusing on the market needs instead of their own specific product or service. The key to success lies within customer satisfaction, not the goods producing process. Thank you again, Theodore, for sharing your thoughts on marketing myopia with our audience. I can't think of an industry where these concepts wouldn't apply. Join us next week when we discuss Porter's 5 Forces with Michael Porter himself. And remember, I'm Jess, keeping the world eye to eye.